Hello and welcome to On the Bench, Estuary TV's weekly sports discussion show for Lincolnshire and East Yorkshire. As always, we'll be taking a look back at the weekend's results and discussing some of the key points with our studio guests, who this week are Chairman of Cleethorpes Town, Dave Patterson, and our own On the Bench pundit, Tom Hardy. Welcome to the show, guys. And after the success of sports relief at the weekend, our own Matt Denson has been along to William Barcroft School to find out how young people there are being inspired to take up sport. And Tom Reid is here to answer the questions that you've been tweeting in A View from the Estuary. That's all to come, but first let's take a roundup of the weekend's results. Here's Team Talk. Hull City got back to winning ways with goals from Shane Long and Liam Rossinier to see them win a 2-0 victory over West Brom. Scunthorpe have extended their unbeaten run even further with a 1-0 win over Burton Albion, and Grimsby Town moved up into the playoff places when Alex Rodman netted the winner against Nuneaton. In the Conference North, Nathan Jarman's saved penalty meant that North Ferriby's dropped to second place after losing 1-0 at Guiseley A.F.C. Cleethorpes Town topped their league after victory over Ecclesfield United. We'll talk to Dave about that game in a moment. Brigg Town lost 4-0 at home to Leek Town, and Louth Town beat Appleby Frodingham 2-0. In basketball, Hull Wasps were beaten 81-78 by Newcastle-under-Lyme College Knights. In hockey, Grimsby First drew 1-1 against Slazenger's First, while Grimsby Seconds lost 7-2 at home to Norbury Park Seconds. And Hull Stingrays beat Sheffield Steelers 4-2 and now face Belfast Giants in the League Playoff quarter-finals ice hockey. Once again, thanks to all the clubs that have sent in their results this weekend. If you'd like your club featured in Team Talk, just email us your results to onthebench@estuary.tv. So Dave, top of the league, how does it feel?
Yeah, it's a great feeling at this stage of the season to be top, but still games to play, a lot of hard work to be done.
Yeah, head down.
Yes, yeah. The lads have worked well last couple of games and got back on track after a difficult period where we didn't pick as many points up as we expected. So we're back on track again and played really well at Ecclesfield. Yeah.
So what do you think was the difference between the recent run and obviously Saturday's game?
The lads wanted it. They really knew that it was a crucial game on Saturday, and they wanted it, and they went out there. Stuck to the game plan that Marcus had set and just did fantastic. They're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. So your predictions for the rest of the season, give us a realistic prediction and a dream prediction.
Realistically, second or third if we are going to miss out. But dream would be to win the league and go up as champions. But we'll see. There's a lot of twists and turns. We've got a massive game on Saturday against Shore Lane, who are third. We've got to get a result there. There's no two ways about it.
And you've got a coach on for fans to go down, haven't you?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we've laid a coach on because a lot of interest in the game from our fans. So we've put a coach on. So there'll be a few there supporting the lads.
I'm sure cheering you on. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Grimsby Town, Tom, how did you see their season ending? Good couple of results recently.
Yeah, I think they've done well recently, and it was a good result against Nuneaton at the weekend, another team who were pushing for the playoffs. So I think it's looking up for Town now. Hopefully they can turn the back on the bad run of form that they had recently and crack on with a few more wins.
Yeah. How do you see their season going? Because obviously it's been quite rocky the last few months, especially with managers and things. So how do you see the season ending?
I think they'll secure a playoff spot. They should do. I think there's a couple of teams around them that people didn't expect to be there. Alfreton and Nuneaton, who they played at the weekend. They're going to, if they get to the playoffs, going to face teams like Cambridge. So they're going to have to obviously pick up a game. But I think they'll secure a playoff spot comfortably.
And what do you think are kind of key tactics for Grimsby at the minute? Because, like I say, it has been up and down, and fans obviously have their opinions. But what do you think is the key, whether it's tactics or anything going forward, for them to secure that playoff spot?
I think it's consistency with the team. I think he's got to select the team that he thinks is going to be the best to win the game and stick with it, rather than maybe swapping and changing as much. Sticking with a winning team. Yeah,
brilliant. And locally as well, just down the road, we've got Scunthorpe. What a form they're on at the minute. I mean, it's brilliant run of games as well, Dave.
Yeah, they're flying, absolutely flying. I think they're one of the favourites to go up without a shadow of a doubt. They're playing really well as well, so it was good football.
Yeah.
So best of luck to them.
Yeah, definitely. And Tom, how do you see their season going?
Yeah, they've just gone from strength to strength as the season's gone on, and Russ Wilcox has been fantastic for them. So I think they'll be pushing towards champions for League Two come the end of the season.
Yeah, brilliant. And just quickly, Hull obviously in Premier League, so they're kind of local saviours of this area. How do you see the season's gone pretty well so far? I mean, Dave, have you got any thoughts on how it's going to end?
I think they'll easily secure the Premier League status without a doubt. I think I think the manager's done a tremendous job there on a limited budget as well.
Yeah.
He's got some great players in. To get Shane Long was a absolute dream for him. So I think they've done fantastic, really, and obviously in the semi-final of the FA Cup.
Yeah, definitely. It is good to see them kind of on a winning streak. And just quickly, Tom, just name a position that you think they're going to finish in this season.
They won't be relegated.
That's not a position. Mid-table?
Mid-table, yeah, secure mid-table.
Yeah, good. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for your viewpoints on that one. Right, next up on the show, here's Tom Reed to answer the questions that you've been tweeting in. It's a view from the SG.
Thanks, Rachel. Let's take the first question this week. Will Hull City be able to maintain their focus in their next 3 Premier League games despite their FA Cup semi-final? Yeah, of course they can. Steve Bruce, he knows what he's doing. He's managing the Championship. He doesn't want to be there next season. First and foremost, he'll want a Premier League sort of team next season with Hull. So I think he'll say to those players, it's a great reward being in the FA Cup semi-final, but they've won nothing yet in that trophy. So, but right now they can sort of keep their position in the Premier League by taking points from these teams. They've got West Ham away next, and then they've got Stoke away, and then Swansea at home. Games they can win, and if not, certainly take some points off. If they get 4 or 5 points out of that, I'm sure they'll be more than happy, because obviously those are teams in and around them in the table as well. So they are teams they should be taking points off if they want to stay in the league. I think they're relatively safe now anyway, but just to be sure, they can take points off that, and then the semi-final is a bonus, but then they can turn their minds and attentions to that just before that match comes up. Can Grimsby Town now keep their place in the playoffs? Yes, Grimsby Town are in a great position now. They're currently 5th with 60 points after that win against playoff rival Nuneaton. They won 1-0 away, which is a fantastic result. I mean, they've got games in hand anyway. They still have got games in hand. But to beat a playoff rival is fantastic. They've got Luton tonight at home, which is a massive, massive game again. It won't affect Luton standing too much because they are ahead by some distance. And it won't really affect Grimsby's stand too much either because they've still got them games in hand. But to take points off the team in top spot, it's going to give confidence and it's going to carry on that momentum for the next games. So yes, now they're in a great position. Destiny is in their hands. They're in that playoff position. They're 5th. They occupy the last playoff place, but they can even, they can move up into 4th or 3rd even if they win them games in hand. They've got a team capable of winning more games, so I think they'll stay in the playoffs from now on till the end of the season. Ivan Lendl is no longer coaching Andy Murray. How will this affect his career? I don't think it'll affect his career too much, if I'm honest. A few years back it might have done, but since 3 years ago or 2 years ago, since Lendl took over, actually, it was December 2011 he joined up with Murray. Murray says it's helped him mentally more than anything. I mean, Andy Murray was already a good player. Lendl's helped him to become a great player. Since Lendl took over, Andy Murray's actually won his Grand Slams, recent Grand Slams. So he says he's helped him mentally. So now Andy Murray's already got that mental strength and the ability to win and come out in the finals. I don't think it'll affect him too much. 2 or 3 years ago, maybe it would have. But Murray is a great player now. He's got the experience of winning, tennis finals. So I think his new coach that comes in might not be as good as Lendl in some people's opinion, but I still think Murray has the mental ability to still, be the best even without Lendl. Thanks again for your questions this week then. If you wish to send one into the programme, you can do so on Twitter @AskEstuary, or you can now email the show onthebench@estuary.tv.
Thanks, Tom. As he mentioned there, if you want to send in a tweet to Tom, simply send your message to @AskEstuary. We've got to go for a quick break, so see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to On the Bench. We're joined in the studio by Cleethorpes Town Chairman Dave Patterson and our resident pundit Tom Hardy. The next thing we wanted to discuss with you both was the reaction to the announcement that the FA were set to reject Hull City's proposed name change to Hull Tigers. The FA were advised by its membership committee to reject the application after consultation with stakeholders within and outside of the game. A decision is set to be made by a vote on April the 9th. Before we turn to our guests to find out what their views on this, we headed out onto the streets of Hull to gather the opinion of the general public.
No, I mean, what if they'd have been named Hull Tigers in 1904 and he wanted to change it to Hull City? Would people say, oh no, we've been Hull Tigers since 1904, let's not change it to Hull City?
They obviously got them in the Premier League, got them financially stable. I don't think it's very much to ask. It's only a little thing to ask, really, for what he's done for the city.
I don't think it's good. I think they should keep with the same name. I think. That's me.
He saved the club, didn't he? So in saving the club, surely it's he can name it what he wants.
It's Hull City. It's always been Hull City from the start, so I don't understand why they need to change it.
It should leave as it is. Absolutely leave as it is.
Why is that?
After all these years, it's all, well, that's what it should be, innit? Hull City.
Yeah.
I ain't really bothered. They're playing that well. I ain't bothered what they do.
I don't know, it's a bit daft. It sounds like a cheerleading team.
Mixed views from the people of Hull there. Dave, what are your views on this one?
Well, I'm afraid I don't agree with it. I think that the name associates to the city. It's steeped in history. I just don't agree with it. But on the other hand, Alan's the owner. He can do what he likes in one respect. He's ploughed millions into the club. He's got them in the Premier League. They're a good side in the Premier League. He's got good quality players there. It's a difficult one.
It is,
you know.
Tom, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I can see the same as what Dave said. The synonymous name of Hull City with the fans that have had season tickets since they were young, have followed the club for years and years and years, and then someone comes in and changes the name. You can see why they're frustrated, but then again, the fact he's got them in the Premier League, he's got a good squad there. Would he have the right to change the name because of what he's done to Hull?
Yeah.
I think that's the argument.
I mean, as we saw on the VT there, that the fans there are a mixed bag of opinions there. I mean, why do you think the fans that are against it are so against it? Because they're very extreme, the fans that are against it.
Well, I think it goes back to the history of the club. You know, when you've been supporting them from a kid right through to adult, and then their kids are coming on to follow him. People just don't like change in that respect, and I, for one, wouldn't be happy with that. You know, it just doesn't work well for me. It doesn't work well, and I feel sorry for the fans that don't want the name changing, because I think money talks, and he'll either do it or he won't. And
it's a business, isn't it? At the end of the day, and as much as fans don't want to see it that way, it is a business. I mean, do you think Alan's actually gone about it the right way, Tom?
It's tough to say, really. I think really he should have taken the views of the supporters on beforehand and seen what their opinion was on it before declaring the fact he was going to do it, and this is what I'm going to do, and this is the future for Hull. I think he should have had a bit more of an insight into what the supporters wanted, because obviously the supporters that aren't happy really are against it. It was like when Newcastle changed the stadium name and they changed it to the Sports Direct Arena. The same thing happened there, and the fans weren't happy. Some people might say it's just a stadium name, but again, it's the connotations, the things that are linked with St James's Park.
Yeah, like you say, it's a history as well of the club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a kind of a contentious issue, and we will see what happens on the 9th of April and going forward. So thank you very much for your viewpoints on that one. Well, after the success of Sport Relief at the weekend, we sent Matt Denson along to William Barcroft School to find out how young people were being inspired to take up sport there. Take a look at this.
Grassroots sport. What do we know about it? Where's the inspiration come from? Well, I'm here today at William Barcroft. They're going to teach me one or two things about sports and how it all starts. Come and join me. Let's go and learn a thing or two about sport.
I'm Mr. Lofts. I've been teaching PE here for 2 to 3 years now, and become full-time within the school, so we've kind of taken over the curriculum, and we teach the kids every single sport pretty much that's relative to them and their development, try and progress them through the years. And with that, as you've seen today, we've got the sports champions. We take 4 events over the year group, so the full class will do say standing long jump, a sprint, a hurdles and then a throwing event, and we give them points. So first place will be 5, second 4 and so on. Top 5 get marks, and then you get a score for the all round. So it's kind of an all round. We don't want to just specifically say you're the sprinting champion or you're the throwing, because at this age we kind of want to get the kids involved as much as we can.
These kids are good. I thought I was coming here for an easy ride. Clearly not. They're trying to put me through my paces. Is that right, guys? And then just push. So guys, what do you want to do when you grow up, and who inspires you?
My favourite sport is tennis, and the person who inspires me is Andy Murray.
Andy Murray, very good choice. What's your name?
Charlie. My favourite sport's football and Van Persie.
Van Persie, okay, very good.
My name is Ebony, and my favourite sport is sprint, and who inspires me the most is Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt, again, very good choice.
My name is Bethany, and I like football, and who inspires me is Lionel Messi.
So we had a great afternoon here at William Barcroft Junior School, learnt a lot. The kids have been just inspirational. Some of the sports and some of the knowledge is fantastic. Well, we've all had a good afternoon. Thank you very much to Mr. Lofts, the teacher. And listen, thank you to all the kids. Had a really good afternoon. They are all sports champions.
Thanks, Matt. Finally on the show, let's just quickly talk about the bizarre incident at the weekend that has seen all the attention turned on referees once again, despite one of the best weekends for goals in the Premier League. Tom, what's your views on this one? It was completely bizarre.
Crazy decision. I don't see why he got the two mixed up. I don't know what the reason was, and the fact that Oxlade-Chamberlain went up to him and said it was me just seems crazy. I don't know why he'd not have changed the decision.
Yeah.
Not sure what the reason was for it, but. Refs get a tough time. It is a hard job, but I mean, something as simple as that, he maybe should have got right.
Yeah, I mean, the talk now is, should something be done about that one particular referee and going forward? Dave, what's your thoughts on it? Because like you say, they do get a tough time.
It is a difficult job. We know that, and without them, there's no game. So we've got to be careful. But I do think there should be some repercussions from it. Not sure quite how and what.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of a similar yellow card system. If they get sort of 2 yellow cards for poor mistakes, then they miss a game the following week. I don't know. It's very difficult though. Very difficult.
I mean, what classifies as an obvious mistake? It's very fine line, isn't it, between what's an obvious mistake and what could be mistaken, just in the normal game. I mean, there's talk about bans and things like that coming in. Do you think that's too harsh, Tom?
I think if you take it as in a referee is the same as anyone's day job, if they were to make a vital mistake that maybe lost money or thousands of pounds, then you'd be probably disciplined for it. So maybe the referee should get that. A massive ban, maybe not so much, but the fact that he might not referee in the Premier League for a while, I don't know what the best outcome is for it. They're on about taking him out of the limelight so he doesn't get the criticism, dropping down to the Championship. Maybe that might be the best idea. In terms of fines and things, I'm not really sure.
No, I mean, he did come out at the half-time and apologise for it, so he can't really do much more than that, can he, Dave?
Not on the day he can't. Maybe before he made his decision, should consult maybe the 4th official or his linesman to help him out. But it's difficult.
See what happens with that one. Definitely a bizarre one. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Thanks to our studio guests, Dave Patterson and Tom Hardy. And thanks to William Barcroft School for having Matt along. We'll be back again next week. See you then. Goodbye.